You can also do some really cool things with fades by actually, let's say, as she's walking, the sound gets further away. Let's say you got a video backdrop in the back, and the construction zone is passing by as she's walking. Let's say she's on a treadmill, and she's walking in one spot, and the video is walking behind her. That sound should then fade also, right? So let's do this. Let's put a fade in here and add the construction sound to the fade. You're then going to go to audio levels, and you're going to fade out. No, you're going to fade out to 14 down. And this would then sound like this as it gets to a distance. And then it goes, okay? You could also do it this way. This is interesting as well. So you could start your track with only the left audio at full volume, and when the fade comes in, you're going to actually pan. Should hit 0, it's a lot easier. You're going to pan the sound to the right. So what's happening is as she walks by, the sound of the construction is going to go from the left to the right. Okay, let's try that. Oh, and also remember your track has to start with that there, okay? And let's give that a little bit longer amount of time. It didn't sound too realistic. Let's put a pre-wait of, let's say, 5 seconds. And then let's move this to 5 seconds. So we'll lower this to 4 seconds, okay? So it's going to give it a longer amount of time to be in the left side before it moves over to that right-hand side. Now, you're not hearing that in a single microphone, which is located off the side of my computer. But in my ears, I'm hearing the sound go from my left to my right, which is brilliant for creating the illusion that your character is walking across the stage. You can obviously use so much more of this in so many different ways. But let's take that same exact concept and then add the door close right on top of it. And we're going to use the fade cue again by deleting that stop cue because that just sounded horrible. And we're going to bring that in. Now fades across automatically. Okay, so good. Mistakes are good. So you might have noticed that I have this blocked out, and I will get into that later. But I have the cue unarmed, which means it will not work. If you ever do this by accident and you see this kind of checkered diagonal lines across your cue, it means that the cue has been turned off. Okay. All right. So this time we're going to go a little bit more advanced. We're going to have the actor walk across the stage as the background noise of the construction zone fades from stage left to stage right while fading out. So in addition to my construction pan of the sound, I'm also going to fade the volume lower. Now, yes, you could do this specifically in the same cue by getting all the levels right, but I find it just much easier to then just simply add a second fade to control the volumes because every theater may be different. I find that I get into a theater with a different sound system and, 20 negative dB is not 20 negative dB it was in the last theater. That 20 negative dB can be so loud on the Harmony of the Seas with this massive new sound system compared to working in some performing arts center in South Florida where their system is from 1975. So keep that in mind that you want to have the ability to easily adjust volumes, and rather than trying to adjust the pan now, you can just adjust the overall volume. So let's do that. We have our construction sound, which is going to pan automatically. We're then going to add a fade. Whoop, it did not go in the group. We're going to drag it into the group. Great. We're going to call this pan right, and then we're going to call this lower volume, and we're going to drag the construction to the top like so, and then we're going to lower the entire volume of that to, let's say, 36. And we're going to do this at 7 seconds in, and we're going to do it for 8 seconds. So let's try the whole thing all together right now. Let's see how it works. Now it's fading out, and the door closes, and the sound went away. So there is your pretty in-depth use of fades by having a fade pan from left to right, then having it lower the volume, and then your next manual cue fades out the actual construction sound as the two door sounds play to give the illusion that someone closed the door. And I mean, and think about it. Your character walked on stage and opened a door. Without these effects, it doesn't sell it as easily. So these can really enhance your show or your play by basically adding real world sounds that just make the audience believe it's really happening. Okay? So something as simple as a fade cue, as you can see, is very, very simple to do. Obviously, I did not stop the construction sound in the background as you just saw. So let's go there and fix that. When this song fades out, we're going to hit stop target, and now we'll solve that problem. When the door closes, it's going to stop that track. So you don't want them playing all over. Especially if you have an infinite loop on a track, you don't want that track to play forever. Okay, that's it. Let's learn some more.